Tracy Gritz here, and we are going to have a surprise. One of the things I love with Jordan is that sometimes I don't know what the topic is, and we are totally free-falling with it. So
it's like we met at a cafe and we're just chatting. The Soul Sisters Cafe, right?
Amen.
And we just say, what's up?
What's up? And right now, I kind of wish I had a cup of coffee with my cafe. I would like a biscotti.
I want a 7-layer bar. Of course I do. So here's the thing. Maybe you can help me work through it. I know there's something here for me. I'll tell you what I've figured out for myself so far. And if you have any insights, opinions to add. So a friend of mine who lives in Los Angeles texts me that there's a Groupon. She's coming up to my county. She'd like to come up, stay over the night. It's 2 towns over. And I'm thinking, and would I like to spend the night, one night, and could we hang out? And I'm thinking, little hearts flying out of my heart. Yay. A friend of mine is coming and we can hang out because I can't with my mom here. Taking trips is not that feasible. I risk her literally forgetting completely who I am. And, which has happened, and I had to restart those neurons again. And so it's not the thing that I want to do. So this is amazing. A friend is coming into my county. We can hang out. She says, and I'm going to ask another person as well to see if they want to do it. So, and it came down, like it would be an either or. And so I'm thinking I'm offended. I'm hurt. I'm thinking, what? You're coming to my town? Why the frig would I not be the number one person that you want to spend time with? Why wouldn't you see, first of all, if I was interested? So I was interested, but I didn't want to spend the night. I just want to be here at my house. But it's easy enough, right? 35, 40 minute, which is nothing. Let's meet in the town in between. I'll come to your place. I can spend all day, come for dinner. And then the next day I'll spend all day with you. It'll be fantastic. What a hoot. How much fun. And I said, so yes, I'd love to do this. And I even invited her to extend her trip and spend the night here, which she doesn't want to do. She says, well, and as you know, I just want it to be chill. I don't want 2 friends hanging out. I just want to be with one person. And so I'll let you know how it goes. And so I texted back, it would be super awesome to see you because you're going to be in my hood. And she texted back, I'll keep you posted. And then I was talking to her like the next day.
So hold on. Can I have a question?
Yes.
So let me just get the lay of the land. She's coming to your hood off of Groupon, kind of, and she's going to stay somewhere. And so then she said, hey, is this via email or
text?
Or text? Okay. So then she says, hey, I want to see you. And you say yes. And then does she say, and by the way, I'm invited somebody else and I don't.
No, in her first text, she said, I'm asking you and I'm asking another friend.
But she only wants to spend time with one of you.
And I got that vibe from the first text.
Oh.
But what frustrated me, but I think it's more hurt, is, are you kidding me? This is the golden opportunity for us to hang out together, because I'm pretty sure whatever friend she would ask to come lives in her town, lives in Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to come to Central California. To me, that is just 2 + 2 = 4. You come to Central California, you hang out with Jordan.
Right.
Equals 4. Of course. 2 + 2 = 4.
Okay.
Don't bring a friend from Los Angeles. We hardly ever get to see each other in person anymore. I mean, the last time we saw each other maybe 6 months ago, and it's not in the foreseeable future. So this is, of course, in my mind, I think the painful part is, if I really meant something to you, if I was really your good friend, if you really loved me, you would reserve any time that you are in my county. I would be the number one first choice, and you would wait and see if I could do it or not, or if we could work something out before inviting someone else. So just the idea of being aced out by a different friend while you're in my county, I can't even, like, it's so horrible to me to think, you mean you would be here and hanging out with someone else? I'm so sad. It's just like, oh.
Of course. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Oh, I can't even believe, and then I can't even believe that you brought it up, like, to me, dangled the carrot. Like, it's just, yeah. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm hurt. Yeah. Those are the thoughts. That is a perspective that's painful for me. And then, so this is what I would do with you, right? If it was Tracy, I would say, this is where the love, right? Even for whatever pain I'm feeling, the love frequency is, she's making that choice for whatever reason she's making that choice. I don't understand the whole picture, and I'm sure she's doing it for her, that this is not against me. And she just wants to set up her chill getaway the way she wants it to be. For her, that looked like reaching out to two friends and figuring it out, making her decisions. So I get that. And I get the perspective that I'm generating in my own mind that's painful. So I was going to speak with her the next day, and I thought, and I'm thinking during this whole week about our friendship and what we just talked about in the last podcast, about what if I had done something different. So I'm like, oh, look at me. Here I am with an opportunity with a friend to do something a little different. One option, sweep it under the rug, let her decide what she's going to decide. And then number two, I thought, well, this is an opportunity for intimacy, which is how I was looking back on the situation with you. I could have said, I just want to say I'm super excited. And I couldn't even usually when I just can't come up with a way to say it, it's because I haven't quite resolved it in myself. But one thing that I thought to say is, I'm super excited about the opportunity to hang out with you. I would so love to do that. And then I thought about making a joke. So I totally hope it falls through with that other friend of yours, because I want to be the one hanging out with you. And I thought that would be like, that's like the humorous way to say what I want to say. But I'm like, I don't want to make her feel bad. Part of it is I want to say, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you even considering this other option? I don't get it. To say, I thought I meant more to you, but just to say, I love seeing you. I used to love seeing you in LA. Whenever I went to LA, we always made it a point to get together for breakfast or lunch. I would so love to do it, but I couldn't do it without blame. I'm not at the point where I can do it without blame. And I know that I'm creating the pain myself. I know how I'm creating my own pain. And there are probably people listening saying, who totally get the other side, right? I could enlist friends to say, I haven't told David the story because I know I'm just going to enlist him. Yeah.
To say, can you believe she's doing this? I can't even believe it, because I'll just say I enlisted David on a few things with you. I did enlist him when I thought you were so wrong, and I would enlist him because I couldn't enlist you. So now in my growth, I feel that I know I want to enlist him. And that feels off for me. That doesn't feel like love. Some other times I will feel that urge and I will enlist anyway. But I haven't so far. So I know there's something here for me. Do you have anything to say about that? And as a person who might have a friend coming to you, wanting to wag their finger at you, I know she's doing the best that she can and all of that. But I'm a little like, I want to share my experience, but I don't want to blame. And I don't know that there's a positive end or motivation to my sharing. So I guess I'm pretty clear that right now I would be blaming, and that I don't want to do. Connie?
Oh my gosh, Jordan. I can't, there's so much goodness in what you just said that it is like, I can't even remember it all.
I can tend to do that. I know.
Oh my God, there's so much goodness in that. It is amazing. One, the enlist. Okay, let's just back it up. We'll just kind of go that you have the awareness that you were going to try to enlist Dave. That you have the awareness that, okay,
I'm not going to call her because I don't have, or text her right now because I don't have a clean, there's blame behind it. I call it not having, we both call it sometimes the clean ground of being, which means that it's not coming from love, it's coming from what? Right. Which is not a clean ground of being.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
And so I have mad respect for how you have been navigating this so far. I actually even have a thought, and I don't know if it's true, that you, as much as this real estate has taken up real estate in your mind, it has not taken up as much real estate as it may have in the past.
Oh, 1,000,000%. For sure. For sure. Not even half.
I can, like, just
15%,
even the way you're
15% of the real estate.
Yes. Just for somebody who's known you for gazillions of years, how much real estate you gave to this in our conversation is different. This is one of the things I love about doing this with you, is that, like, I get to witness that stuff. To you, it's just like you're just going through your stuff in your mind and, like, probably thinking, oh, that's really cool. But I'm like, oh my
It's like me at your brother's house going, who are you? Like, when did this happen?
That's what I'm doing.
You became this other person. I didn't even see it.
That is like massive. Just those things that I just said, like all of those, you give me one, I'm like, mazel tov. You give me the whole package of that.
Thank you.
That's unbelievable. So I just have to start out by saying that, because I feel like Mel B on American.
Am I your golden buzzer?
No, it's like,
what just happened?
That's right. What just happened? That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Like, yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
So
it is wonderful to have a friend witness that, and to marvel in the growth, and to and appreciate the growth too, because it has been growth. This I didn't just like wake up on a Tuesday and go, I think I'll live my life that way from this day forward. No, a lot of trial and error, a lot of years going down.
Amen.
Yeah.
And to see that all in one package, whole in one instance, like this is like a mother lode of what could have very much been not a fun thing. I mean, it's not fun now, but this is a lot of whole things coming together. So that for me is first and foremost. How you are navigating this is unflippin' believable. And seriously, Mel B, what just happened?
Check.
So
cool.
There's that. And I do love how you came to it with, like if from the frequency of love, this would be like, you totally just said everything that the frequency of love, like I know that you've been there. It's not just you're going like, I think, oh my God, like I totally think love would say this. No. You experienced that. You went to that place of, I love this person. I love this person. And you totally came to what is completely possible, which is, of course, she's not doing any of this maliciously.
No.
She's just doing her life. And do I disagree with the way she's handled it? Yes, I do.
I have preferences.
I do. I have preferences. I don't agree with it. Not my favorite
actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my fave.
Not my favorite.
And I don't have to agree with what everybody does. And that is the difference between judging it and disagreeing with it. Like, of course, I understand that she is, just like you said, she's doing the best she can with what she has at the level of awareness that she has. And I do think that understanding that, of course, this is for you and your self-worth to know who you are. And you're doing that. What I really think, Jordan, here is that you are there's one piece that's missing that to me I think would be, which is
bring it.
Yeah, which is to stand in your truth on it. It might mean looking something like, when you are in that place right now, when there's blame, we can't stand in our own truth on it and have radical honesty anywhere because we're pissed. but it may be after it's all said and done. I have a question first before I say my next thing. My question is, if this friend, that this other person that she's inviting or has texted, lived in your neck of the woods or in San Francisco, up north somewhere, would it be different for you?
Two things come to mind. One, yes. Oh, well, if there was another friend that she has a very rare opportunity to see in person, of course, that makes sense that she wants to try and see at least one of us in person. And I understand her and her personality and the introvertedness and all of that she would want it to be real chill. And I understand the taxation on energy of multiple friends. So that would make sense. So yes, it would be different. And because she doesn't really have another friend, I'm like, so I'm the one that should be in that position. But yes, if she had to choose, that seems more equal footing of a rare friend that you're seeing.
Okay, I was just checking in because that's what it seems like to me.
Okay.
Like, if this friend lives in LA with her, then I'm going to have a different conversation. Mm-hmm. I would want to have a different conversation with her than if this friend she hardly ever sees also.
Right.
Oh, so my first step would be, hey, I'm super curious. Is your friend in California who's going with you? Because it sounds like you don't know yet.
Right. I'm assuming.
And I mean, the chances are 99.9% is somebody from LA, but we could be off that 0.5%. And now we've created this whole hellacious story about something that's so not true.
Right.
We make up this stuff, and it's very painful. The story we make up is far more painful than actually what's going on.
Yes.
So that's my first thing is ask, find out. Mm-hmm. Hey, super curious. Don't mean to be nosy, but or however you want to say it, you could be so deliciously cute when you're in a clean place. And then if she says, oh, yeah, it's blah, blah, blah from my next door neighbor.
We're going to carpool up together.
Right. Then I think it's then I would want that information. And then from there, after I have that information, if it was really somebody from down there, then whatever the truth is for you. So for me, I don't know, I'm talking out loud, but I would say the truth. I hope I would be able to say the truth. And I've been the recipient of your truth before. Mm-hmm. And
is that a euphemism or what?
No, I have.
What does she mean by that? That it's been horrible or it's been lovely? I don't know I'm afraid. What does that mean, Tracy? You've been the recipient of my truth.
You're saying your truth, and how we react. It's first of all, it's not a fun conversation on your end, and it's not a fun conversation on my end. Mm-hmm. But that's why we are still here today. Mm-hmm. Because we have these tough conversations. Mm-hmm. For one, acknowledging the truth. Okay, so who am I? Knowing that you are.
Mm-hmm. Both of us are.
Both of you guys are. Mm-hmm. And this is here for your own growth, right? This is radical honesty, possibly for you. Mm-hmm. And looking for, what do you really want to say? What is really your truth here? Mm-hmm. And if it is, so for me, I would have rather not known. The only perspective I can come with, hold on, sorry. Just a slight pause there. Just a slight pause.
Please to hold.
We really get a kick out of each other, don't we? That I would have rather had you not tell me. Mm. That would have been, for me, that would be my truth. Next, hey, if you ever come up, if you're not going to see me, it's almost like I would rather not. I don't know. What do I want? What do I want? That's probably where I would have to go with it. If I could invite her to do the situation in a more less painful way, if it's possible. I don't. So now I'm just talking out loud, Jordan.
Mm-hmm. As you were talking. Uh-huh. Back about 5-10 minutes ago, I had the idea there is a scenario where I don't need to share my feelings. Mm-hmm. I could say nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could say nothing. But from a different place of, I'm an aspect of divinity, she's an aspect of divinity, we are equal. She's totally trying to engineer a chill weekend that will be fantastic for her, not tax her energy, and help her power down and rejuvenate. And none of this was against me. And I could just love her, send light and love her way. Boomity boom. When I considered not saying anything, one, it's because I'm in a blamey place. But see, that what I just described is moving out of the blamey place.
Oh, that's completely out of blamey place.
Right. That's out of the blamey place. So it was kind of like I was assuming that I needed to bring it up. And so I just needed to find the words and the way and the zone and the frequency to bring it up. But as you were talking, what dropped in is that that's not necessarily true. That's an assumption that because I felt something significant and I felt pain and blah, 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 that of course, I need to share this with my friend so that we, AKA her, can rectify it.
Right.
But anyway, I actually, there was a kind of a peaceful moment of, I could actually shift all of this, and a conversation is not necessarily necessary. Yeah. What do you think of them apples?
I love those. Those feel so yummy to me, and not out of you abnegating. I don't feel like there's abnegation.
Or not taking myself. It's like full respect for myself, fully
Correct.
seeing who I am in this thing. And whether she comes up with another friend or not does not affect any of my worth, does not affect who I am, and doesn't have to affect how much I love her.
Right. Only if we choose to hold them hostage for what they, to me, I feel like that seems so lovely.
Yeah.
None of it is she got in your face and she yelled at you and you have to set a boundary.
No. And I just had a thought about disrespect, because it feels like if I imagine her in a hot tub at the resort that she's planning to go to with a different friend than me, and I'm thinking that's so disrespectful. Oh my gosh, so disrespectful to me. I live in this freaking county. I was even going off in my head. I make a point every time I come to Los Angeles, and I drive over to your side of the town, and I know I'm off. But then I'm disrespecting, if I'm disrespecting her in my own mind, same thing, first person communication. What I'm thinking she's doing to me, I'm doing to her, disrespecting her ability to make her own decisions, to choose her own vacation, to choose the person she wants to be with in the scenario and setting that she wants to be in, to have the vacation that she wants to have, and to reach out how she wants to reach out. Like, I'm disrespecting all of her choices. I'm trying to think of a word. It's like her full power to be who she is and make her own choices.
And she gets that, and then you get yours.
Right.
So it reminds me of our friend from high school who would be late often. It came to the point where I know for me, and I think it was the same for you, I didn't love that anymore. That's how they were. I didn't want to make them wrong for that anymore. It's just not my favorite. So if said friend decides to come up and do that, if you go to California and you see her out of obligation, then that's not we never want to do that.
Right. And I can remember with you, so many times I would be like, well, if she doesn't want to do that thing with me, I wouldn't, honestly, in my heart of hearts, I wouldn't want her to do that out of her own free will.
Yes.
My friend has her free will. Her free will to do whatever she chooses. And so that's like my higher knowing, right? I've had that with you, and then with her. If her free will was not that when she saw that Groupon that was in my town, that she knew was in my town, she clearly knew it, that I didn't leap to the top of the list, and she didn't want to see if that scenario could work first and foremost before reaching out to other people and taking that one off the table, then that was her free will, That's the way she wanted to roll. And I wasn't. And that doesn't mean anything about my true essence at all. It may mean something to my ego, which I've explained in this episode. It did mean to my ego.
Yes.
And to my personality, but it doesn't, at my core or at capital T truth, it doesn't mean anything about me or about her. So about her essence. So I already feel better. about the whole
thing.
And
I think part of it is the choosing to remember that.
Yeah.
That becomes the work, in a sense. It's like we have these ahas moments, which is fantastic. I so see all that. And are there going to be times when you're going to be like, what? Oh, yeah, right. What? Oh, yeah.
What the
WTF on that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
To me, it seems so beautiful, Jordan. It seems super beautiful. And I love how what we make it mean. I would totally have made that mean that somebody didn't care enough about me. Mine would have been, no matter what I do, it's never enough. I go down there and I see you. That would have been my story.
Right. It would have your Flavor Flav.
My Flavor Flav. And so this is a perfect situation. It's a perfect opportunity to, talk about hitting our buttons. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a massive one, and that you just navigated it like that. I just think you needed to talk it through.
Yeah. Yeah. Very helpful. Cool. Thank you.
I think you did it. How would Jordan of 3 years ago have handled the situation with her friend? What would that have looked like?
Okay. Excellent question. We're going to give you a before and a now. The before would have been, I would have gone ballistic in my head. There would have been so many words in my head. I would have been like, what the hell? I can't even freaking believe this. What? You're coming to my town? Some of those words were in my head, but they would have gone on and on and on and on and gained force.
And would they have woken you up at night?
I don't know. Well, probably, maybe. No, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. But I would have probably gotten myself to David pretty quickly afterwards. I would have wanted another set of ears. I would have wanted another set of ears, because then that would have been a person that could agree with me that this was a redonkulous situation. Can't even believe her, what she did. So I would have looked to enlist. Mm-hmm. And I would have found someone. Mm-hmm. I would have found someone. The Jordan of even more years, 5 or 6 years ago, might have even picked up the phone. Mm-hmm. You might have heard from me about this situation. Mm-hmm. And I probably wouldn't have stopped until I got agreement. And then I would have given example after example. That would have been like me if I had done this to my other friend, and if I had done this to so-and-so. And that would be like you, person that's listening to me, if you had done this to someone in this way, and blah, 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 blah.
Oh my gosh, totally.
And I might have, because I was talking to her the next day. We already had something scheduled. I might have felt so righteous about how so maligned, so hurt, so victimized, the injured party in the duo, that I would have said, hey, some kind of conversation that the essence was, I want you to really know how you hurt my feelings. I really want you to see how you're wrong here. Not with these exact words, but that would have been the intention.
Yes, very much.
I want you to see how you're wrong here. I'm going to explain it to you. It's pretty clear. I would have had an attitude. I would have, any explanation on her side would not have worked for me, because I would have been 100% sure that I was right in the situation. I totally wouldn't have been looking for any of the gifts for me or any of the growth for me, or I wouldn't have known why I was truly in pain. Because It wasn't the words on this all happened by text. It wasn't the words in the text. It was everything that I was thinking. So I would have been clueless. Well, 3 years ago, no. I was already a coach and already looking in that way. But there was a time actually further back where I wouldn't have known that. Do you think you see any other ways that you can imagine I would have been?
I think it would have held you for a much longer time. Like, even if you talked to her afterwards, I feel like that would have been, like, how long this has kind of been in your vortex or wherever is short, and how much time it's taken up. It would have just taken up, and I use the word mental real estate. I think it would have taken up an exorbitant amount of mental real estate time, conversation, just weave throughout, even afterwards.
You're
It
probably
wouldn't have
right
been
about that because this happened Saturday and today is Tuesday. So we're 4 days. And then after recording the podcast, I feel pretty resolved with it. And I think as you were talking, what you imagine how it would be for me, I think that it would have probably fostered resentment and one of those little seeds that kind of grows in the friendship of, that would come back to me.
Yes.
I mean, we're not in the future, so I don't know. I don't know if the way this thing that happened 4 days ago does come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been like, seeds of resentment, seeds of future discord.
And then possibly even, and maybe this is just me, possibly even then seeing how she doesn't honor the friendship in other ways. Like that might be me.
Then
like,
just looking for evidence.
I would have like kind of a heightened alert for how my friend isn't really, how they really don't support me.
Mm-hmm.
That might be just me.
Right.
I don't know if that would be you, but so, and now there's no conversation to be had, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So much love for her.
Mm-hmm.
So much honor for who she is.
Yep.
And respect for who she is and how she rolls.
I certainly wouldn't have said, hey, look, I'm an aspect of the creator. She's an aspect of the creator.
Yeah.
This doesn't change that truth about either one of us. Yeah. Wouldn't have gone
and
there.
Then how does that have you feel when you say that and you think that about her? What's the difference between the feeling when she's hurting you versus the feeling of now who she is? Like, how does that feel inside? What words would you use?
Well, when I go to that place, which I go to more and more and more often now with so many different people in my life, it's calming, it's relaxing, and it cuts through the noise so quickly. I mean, we get down to, it just cuts through so much. Mm-hmm. I'm not even sure if that's necessarily clear, but so all of that war that I would be at in my head falls away, or has much greater opportunity to fall away. Mm-hmm. And I change the playing field. I go into a completely different playing field where we're both aspects of the divine and no one is superior and an inferior, because in that position, I would normally be arguing for, whoa, I feel inferior all of a sudden. And she's choosing between two friends and she's not even, to me, it's totally weighted in my side because she's coming to my county, which is a massive drive from, Los Angeles. I don't know if I got off track there, but so anyway, it just changes. It just lets so much stuff fall away by remembering that. By remembering that. So I'm not coming from an inferior place, from a wounded place.
Yes.
Where she has really wounded anything, and feeling disrespected, like, oh, she's not no, I'm respecting who I am, divinity, the aspect of divinity that can be informed as well as her, and I'm going to respect her from that level. So it's a whole different playing field. It sounds like you might feel different too. Was there something you were?
God, that's just so beautiful. So yes, no, I mean totally. The other, gnashing your teeth, feeling stressed out, feeling less than, feeling unworthy, feeling unloved, feeling unwanted, feeling that another friend is more important than you. These are all very, very, very painful, emotions. Yeah, that are running through us, and you don't have, you may in moments, and then you choose to remember. And that, and then all that's gone. It like evaporates.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yes.
Evaporates.
That's a great word. That's when the cutting through, like it just falls away, it evaporates.
It just falls away and evaporates, and it no longer is.
Yeah.
That is inner peace to me.
Yeah, like, it's a game changer.
Yeah, that is
to remember your divinity and to remember the divinity of the other people you're in relationship with. Game changer. And you're right, Tracy. The magnitude of this for me, I guess was alluded to earlier, was on the Richter scale, was like a 2.0. Before it would have been like a 7.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Completely. I love that. Yes.
Just it. So yeah. The magnitude completely different. Still registered.
Yeah.
But
right. Still registered as a small quake.
Small quake.
And there might be aftershocks.
Correct.
And
true that.
Yep. There we go. That's just love being human.
Exactly.
So,
thanks for meeting me in the Soul Sisters Cafe.
I love that. My soul to yours, honey.
Yeah, that was super helpful. Super helpful. So we'll see you in the next podcast.